In Self-Image Exercise, we have a very powerful knife tool, and there's several ways of actually calling it up. So either you have the keyboard shortcut, which is the left bracket key to call it up, or we can go in the context-sensitive menu, which has the knife tool, or of course under Modify Polygon Mesh, and we have here the knife tool. Also, you'll find another set of tools called the slice tool and the dice slice polygons and dice polygons, which are the same tool just with a fixed angle on it. So let's go into a little bit about how to use it. Basically, we can just call up our tool on an entire subdivision or polygon geometry, just call it up, and it will now cut a slice through it. If I wish to go back in and change it, I can just grab this up and just reselect my knife tool. There we go. And you can see it. I can then move, for example, the slice up and down interactively. I can also go in and grab the property page for it. There we go. Where I can animate things like animate the offset, so exactly where it'll be, or I can define a plane automatically instead of the custom plane. I can also attach a grid to use that as the actual cutting implement, and here under create grid and connect, so I can now create this grid and use that for actually handling the slicing, so like this, for example. Furthermore, I have the possibility to go in and increase the number of slices. You'll see that it's now sort of getting a number of slices with various spacings and so on and so forth. Now, the advantage of this is that I also have a point snap tolerance, which means that I can now snap to existing geometry close by rather than creating new tessellation, new edges every time, which is again quite useful. I can automatically select the polygons above my edit or below. I can also delete the polygons above or below depending on what I'm doing. Now right here, of course, because we have the number of slices very high, we should just bring that down. So if I now put that back to none, again select polygons above, select polygons below, or maybe just delete them above or below. And again, of course, I can animate this to sort of fade in, fade out, whatever I want. Again, I have a custom plane here, which can, of course, be animated, can be connected, the grid can be animated, so you can animate these slices, these knifing tools automatically. The other thing about this is that I can automatically connect it to just a few polygons rather than the whole. So for example, if I select maybe just the arm here, something like that, I wish to maybe add some more subdivisions into an arm, or maybe cut it off, or whatever I want to do. So we'll just grab that, slice across, and even if I move it now across, it's only going to be restricted to the selected polygons, which is of course useful for certain things. Now, another manifestation of the knife tool, as I said before, the slicing tool. If I go into Polygon Mesh, Slice, basically what that does is that now adds a slice right down a plane, in this case, for example, the x-axis. So it's basically the knife tool with an already predefined plane with an offset of 50%. So I can then now really just define where. But for example, for cutting your model in half to resymmetrize it or something like that, that could be very, very useful. And if I can just then, for example, delete the polygons above or below, then I have half a model, which then I can use for symmetry. Similarly, the dice tool cuts it in all three dimensions at the same time. So if I have a an object and I wish to divide it up a little bit, let's grab a dice tool. There we are. It will now just simply add a number of slices in every single direction. So in an X, Y, Z, using whatever axis coordinates I choose. Again, I can use the point snap tolerance to sort of let it use the existing geometry. And of course, then I can also select the edge loops if I want to disconnect that then afterwards, maybe. Okay. So that's our knifing, slicing, and dicing. And next we'll move into some more of the other polygon tools.